night that nourished my heart, to set the ghosts of longing free, into the flow and figure a dream that went to harvest from dark, bread for the hunger no one sees.
Elohai, Elohai, neshama, shenatata bi tehorai, ata verata, ata yetzarta, ata nefachta bi, me'ata meshamra bekirbi. Elohai, Elohai, neshama, shenatata bi tehorai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan sefi binah lehavchin ben yom uben laila. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach iverim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zokef kefufim.
Ashrei David's song of praise. Adonai, my sovereign, I praise your name. Boundless is your glory, compassionate and full of grace, deeply patient, gentle, and just. Each generation sings of you, forever tells your story. Goodness and mercy extend to all, hands open wide to nourish life. I celebrate your faithful love. Joyful forever, we sing to you.
Yitkatal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divrach yirutei ve'yamlich malchutei b'chayeichon u'b'yomeichon u'v'chayei nechol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'v'zman karif me'imru. Ahavtanu, Adonai תורתך ודבק ליבנו במצוותיך ביחד לבבינו לאהבה וליראה את שמך שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך.
Unsteady, we falter. In chaos, we cry. In quest for some certainty, an anchor for trust. Tzur chayinu, magain yish'enu, rock of our lives, our shield and protector. You are the constant abiding through me, the rock whose works speak of wholeness and justice. You, the still center, fixed point where we stand. From the ends of the earth, from the depths of despair.
שירה חדשה שיבחו גאולים לשמך על שפת הים יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ואמרו ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו מכלכל חיים מחסד מחיי מתים מרחמים רבים מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך.
On Rosh Hashanah, this is written. On the fast of Yom Kippur, this is sealed. Who will live and who will die? Who will reach the ripeness of age? Who will be taken before their time? Who by fire and who by water? Who by earthquake and who by plague? Who will rest and who will wander? Who will be tranquil and who will be troubled? The answer to each of these questions is me. Who will live and who will die? I will. Who at their end and who not at their end? Me. Like every human being, when I die, it will be at the right time, and it will also be too soon. The prayer is not about someone else. It's about me. It is a frightfully succinct summary of my existence. So now I read it again, but in the first person, and it makes me shiver. I will live and I will die at the right time and before my time. I will wander, but I might yet find rest. I will be troubled, but I may achieve tranquility. And so a great shofar will cry, Tekiah. A still, small voice will be heard. Angels in a world of fear and trembling will say, Behold the day of judgment, for they too are judged. In your eyes, even they are not blameless. All who come into the world pass before you, like sheep before their shepherd. As a shepherd considers the flock, When it passes beneath the staff, you count and consider every life. On Rosh Hashanah, this is written. On the fast of Yom Kippur, this is sealed. How many will pass away from this world? How many will be born into it? Who will live and who will die? Who will reach the ripeness of age? Who will be taken before their time? Who by fire and who by water? Who by war and who by beast? Who by famine and who by drought? Who by earthquake and who by plague? Who by strangling and who by stoning?
נקדש את שמך בעולם כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום ככתוב על יד נביאך וקרא זה אל זה מאמר קדוש.
You have given us this Yom Kippur, a day on which our wrongs are forgiven, a day of sacred assembly, a day to be mindful of our people's going out from Egypt. It's not easy to forgive God. It takes huge effort. It is painful, contradictory, and maddening. The human suffering that surrounds us feel utterly unforgivable. But I will forgive God because I do not want to write off the relationship, because I feel there's too much to be lost by simply walking away, because I want my children to develop their own relationships and come to their own conclusions, because despite the pain, sorrow, and suffering, I want my universe full of miracles, not void of them.
Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu be'amcha Yisrael u'tefilatam be'ahava tekabel.
Elohei v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Brachein v'Bracha Chamshu Leshet. Our God, divine presence, whose path our ancestors walked, bless us now with words first bestowed on Israel in the time of Moses and Aaron, the threefold blessing given us through Torah that joins our hopes with theirs. Yivracha Adonai v'Yishmerecha, Ken Yehi Ratzon, Ye'er Adonai Panav Alecha v'Yihunecha, Ken Yehi Ratzon, Yisa Adonai Panav Alecha v'Yisem Lecha Shalom, Ken Yehi Ratzon. May God bless you and always protect you. May it be so. May you receive the light of God's kindness and grace. May it be so. May God bestow favor upon you and forever give you peace. May it be so.
Sim Shalom Tova u'bracha ba'olam chen v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael amecha.
There's a city in the world I'm just so absolutely fascinated about. It's called Via Grande, and it's in the country of Sardinia, which is considered a blue zone. And that, I mean, it's a special region of the world where people live much longer than average. These Sardinians are frequently releasing oxytocin because the amount of connection that happens in their lives daily. I'm so worried as to how our community and country will reconnect. I'm worried that because of forced social restrictions on social gatherings, will continue to lead to permanent isolation and loneliness. I'm so worried that being by ourselves will become the new norm. Because even before COVID, loneliness was still a silent killer. Human loneliness in the absence of a friend. Therefore, God created an Ezer Kened Go, Eve, his companion, to end the first instance of human isolation ever mentioned in our existence. I wish that I could say to all of you, the solution to loneliness is as simple as having family dinners. I wish it was as simple as saying hello to the grocers, or to your neighbor, or to the mail carrier. I wish it was as simple as telling you to come to shul for services and volunteering here at Temple Emanu-El. But you know what? It really is that simple. Do what I just mentioned, and life will not be as lonely. Try something new, especially when we think we're going to hate it. And my reference point is me. When we force ourselves to do something we think we won't like, it can force us to experience humanity on so many different levels, which is truly the essence of the high holy days and why we're here. I forced myself to do something I did not want to do, and I learned that loneliness is so detrimental to our lives that when we left the show, I immediately told Rachel that I felt I had a moral obligation to talk about this message for this Yontif. We're stretched between too many obligations, and in the end, we're giving it all that we got. This is our year to do the simple things to help our loneliness. And this is the year when I give a Broadway show an open-minded chance. And this will be the year that you allow yourself to do the things that you don't want to do. Because when you put yourselves out there, it opens up endless opportunities for us to grow, to learn perspective, some appreciation, and not to be alone. When we do the simple and hard things, by enabling ourselves to put the phone down, ask about someone's day, do something you wouldn't normally do, our oxytocin will be released, making us happier, healthier, and living meaningful lives. Those who feel alone and isolated, who feel that the world is against them, I want you to know that this place will be your Via Grande. This place will always find you. Good Yontif.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear?
So let that lonely feeling wash away. 'Cause maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand.
Avinu Malkeinu, Almighty and merciful, hear our voice. Avinu Malkeinu, we have strayed and sinned before you. Avinu Malkeinu, have compassion on us and our families. Avinu Malkeinu, halt the onslaught of sickness, violence, and hunger.
Ve'al aleinu v'tapeinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, kotneinu mesefer chaim tovim. Avinu Malkeinu, Chadesh Aleinu, Chadesh Aleinu, Shana Tova. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu. Ein kamocha va'Elohim Adonai. Adonai oz le'amo yitein. Adonai yevarech et amo b'shalom. Avarachamim eitiva birtzonecha et Sion. Tivnei chomot Yerushalayim. Tivnei chomot Yerushalayim. Adonai, Elchum Mechanun.
Roshechem, Shiftechem, Zignechem, B'Shodrechem, Kol Ish Yisrael, Tabchem, Neshechem, V'gercha, Asher Bekerev Machanecha, Mechotei Veitzecha, Ad Shoev Meimecha, Lo Yitzchak Ul Yaakov, La Teid Lahem.
May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam uvinvi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek. Cry from the depths, says God. Do not hold back. Lift up your voice like the shofar. Mekadesh Yisrael v'Yom Kippurim.
Amen. Yehallelu et Shem Adonai, ki niskav shemo levado. Shimveinu Adonai elecha. נשיבנו אליך ונשובה חדש ימינו
Our God and God of all generations, may our prayers reach your presence, and when we turn to you, do not be indifferent. Adonai, we are arrogant and stubborn, claiming to be blameless and free of sin. In truth, we have stumbled and strayed. We have done wrong.
אשמנו בגדנו גזלנו דיברנו דופי
The sin we have committed against you through evading and avoiding because we cannot face the truth, for our flight into hypocrisy and deception because we do not dare to speak it, for the facts we dissembled and all we glossed over, for the excuses we made, for feeding our bodies and starving our souls, for interfering with the souls of others and neglecting their needs, for shifting our responsibilities, for reproaches and recriminations, for our foolishness, our falling false standard,